What is natural farming? Natural farming is a sustainable farming according to Chu Han Kyu. Natural farming makes all inputs from natural materials, observes the law of nature, and respects the rights of crops and livestock. Natural farming heals the soil slashed by chemicals, herbicide, and machines. Where natural farming is practiced, the soil and water become clean and ecology is recovered. It is even being used as a tool to fight desertification. Natural farming respects life. It opposes human exploitation on life. Ironical it may sound, respecting the nature of the life is the best way to achieve top quality and yield. We prevent disease rather than curing with medicines. We rear healthy animals rather than feeding them hormones and antibiotics. Crops and livestock reared by natural farming are very healthy. They have almost no disease and show especially strong resistance to climatic fluctuation. Natural farming orchards in Korea were least damaged by the notorious typhoon that slashed other farms. Natural farming products have high quality, good taste, and better yield. People commonly think that by converting to organic farming, you will have smaller yields, lower quality, and smaller sized fruits. In natural farming, it is the opposite. We do not go back to the past. We take a leap into the future. Natural farming products have much higher nutritional contents. Protein, amino acid, crude fat, and other essential nutrients were identified to be as much as 300% higher than ordinary products. Chemical residue such as nitrate is almost undetectable. Natural farming methods include no pesticide, no herbicide, no tillage, no chemical fertilizer, no pollution, and no artificial heating. One of the most important aspects of natural farming is that the farmers make what they need: fertilizers, soil improvers, pest controllers, disease cure are all made by the farmers themselves using only natural materials based on the nutritive cycle theory. We do not simply buy materials from the market and follow the manual. We make what we need and follow the principle of the nature. By doing so, we save money and perform better. Our field, hills, forest, rivers, ocean, and all surroundings are full of useful materials that are tools of our farming, only if we open our eyes. This is why natural farming can be a powerful tool for the third world farmers who cannot afford to buy expensive imported farming inputs. Our important inputs include indigenous microorganism or IMO, fermented plant juice or FPJ, oriental herbal nutrients or OHN, lactic acid bacteria or LAB, fish amino acid or FAA, water-soluble calcium or WCA, water-soluble calcium phosphate or WCP, and insect attractant or IA, all produced at home easily and cheaply. Most importantly, they work. Wikipedia defines natural farming as an ecological farming approach established by Masanobu Fukuoka in 1913 to 2008. A Japanese farmer and philosopher introduced in his book in 1975, The One Straw Revolution. Fukuoka describes his way of farming as Shizen Nunu in Japanese. It is also referred as the Fukuoka method, the natural way of farming, or to do nothing farming. The title refers not to lack of effort, but to the avoidance of manufactured inputs and equipment. Natural farming is related to fertility farming, organic farming, sustainable agriculture, agroecology, agroforestry, eco-agriculture, and permaculture, but should be distinguished from biodynamic agriculture. The system works along with the natural biodiversity of each farmed area, encouraging the complexity of living organisms, both plant and animal, that shape each particular ecosystem to thrive along with food plants. Fukuoka saw farming both as a means of producing food and as an aesthetic or spiritual approach to life, the ultimate goal of which was the cultivation and perfection of human beings. He suggested that farmers could benefit from closely observing local conditions. Natural farming is a closed system, one that demands no human-supplied inputs and mimics nature. Fukuoka's ideas radically challenge convention that are core to modern agro-industries. Instead of promoting importations of nutrients and chemicals, he suggested an approach that takes advantage of the local environment. Although natural farming is considered a subset of organic farming, differs greatly from conventional organic farming, which Fukuoka considered to be another modern technique that disturbs nature. Fukuoka claimed that his approach prevents water pollution, biodiversity loss, and soil erosion, while providing ample amounts of food. In Fukuoka's principles, practitioners of natural farming maintain that it is not a technique, but a view or a way of seeing ourselves as a part of nature, rather than separate from or above it. Accordingly, the methods themselves vary widely depending on culture and local conditions. Though many of his plant varieties and practices relate specifically to Japan and even to local conditions in subtropical western Shikoku, his philosophy and the governing principles of his farming systems have been applied widely around the world, from Africa to the temperate northern hemisphere. Principally, natural farming minimizes human labor and adapts as closely as practical nature's production of foods such as rice, barley, daikon or citrus, and biodiverse agricultural ecosystems. Without plowing, seeds germinate well on the surface if site conditions meet the needs of the seeds placed there. Fukuoka used the presence of spiders in his fields as a key performance indicator of sustainability. Fukuoka specifies that the ground remained covered by weeds, white clover, alfalfa, herbaceous legumes, and sometimes deliberately sown herbaceous plants. Ground cover is present along with grain, vegetable crops, and orchards. Chickens run free in orchards, and ducks and carp populate rice fields. Periodically, ground layer plants, including weeds, may be cut and left on the surface, returning their nutrients to the soil while suppressing weed growth. This is also could facilitate the soil. Other forms of natural farming. Although the term natural farming came into common use in English language during the 1980s with the translation of the book One Straw Revolution, the natural farming mindset itself has a long history throughout the world, spanning from historical Native American practices to to modern-day urban farms. Some variants and their particularities include farming, fertility farming, Native American, nature farming, the Rishiketi, and zero-budget farming. Fertility farming. In 1951, Newman Turner advocated the practice of fertility farming, a system of featuring the use of a cover crop, no tillage, no chemical fertilizers, no pesticides, no weeding, and no composting. Although Turner was a commercial farmer and did not practice random seedling or seeding of seed balls, his fertility farming principles share similarities with Fukuoka's system of natural farming. Turner also advocated a natural method of animal husbandry. The Native American, on the other hand, research in the field of traditional ecological knowledge finds that for over 100 centuries, Native American tribes worked the land in strikingly similar ways to today's natural farmers. Author and researcher M. Cat Anderson writes that, according to contemporary Native Americans, it is only through interaction and relationships with the native plants that mutual respect is established. Nature farming, or the Mokichi Okada, the Japanese farmer and philosopher Mokichi Okada conceived of a no-fertilizer farming system in the 1930s that predated Fukuoka. Okada used the same Chinese characters as Fukuoka's natural farming. However, they are translated into English slightly different as nature farming. Agriculture researcher Hu Lianzhu claims that nature farming is the correct literal translation of the Japanese term. On the other hand, the Rishiketi in India is the natural farming of Masanobu Fukuoka was called as Rishiketi by practitioners like Partap Agrawat. The Rishiketi used cow products like buttermilk, milk, curd, and its waste, urine, for preparing growth promoters. The Rishiketi is regarded as non-violent farming, without any usage of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. They obtained high-quality, natural or organic produce having medicinal values. Today, still a small number of farmers in Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu use this farming method in India. Zero-budget farming is also a variation of natural farming developed in and primarily practiced in southern India. It is also called spiritual farming. The method involves mulching, intercropping, and the use of several preparations which include cow dung. These preparations, generated on-site, are central to the practice and said to promote microbe and earthworm activity in the soil. Indian agriculturist Subhash Palikar has researched and written extensively on this method. I hope you learned something today. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and click the bell button for more video updates. Keep sharing, because power is gained by sharing knowledge, not by hoarding it. God bless and stay safe, everyone.